So dear brothers and sisters, I remember a couple of years ago watching a video, this is very loud, watching a video on YouTube of a guy called Danny McAskill. He's kind of a stunt biker from Scotland, and he was doing absolutely mental tricks. So he found this dam in Scotland, and he was riding down the dam and then doing jumps like from the back wheel across a drop of 10 meters onto another kind of a hump just on the back wheel. And the whole thing culminated when he went down to, for me anyway, when he went down to the beach, and he would jump over a park bench and then land on the rail separating the people from the sea on the back wheel, land on the rail on the back wheel. So the rail is like yay wide, as in yay wide, and land on the rail on the back wheel, turn around and bounce off it again. And you'd watch this and you're like, is this even real? Is this even possible? But there's this one little scene, and it's very, very brief, where he does a certain turn, and you can see the underside of his arm, only very briefly. Absolutely black and blue. Now you don't see it. He's wearing obviously shorts or trousers, whatever it is. So, but it's just that one scene. Just when he does a certain turn, you go, pause. Wowzers! Look at that arm. We see in the video, the final cut, we see the successes. We see all that he got right. We saw the epic successes. We do not see the litany of failures that preceded that one success. So I think that's just, for me, that was kind of helpful to imagine like our spiritual journey, or our journey also as men, that when we look at heroes that are held up for us as examples of masculinity, we don't see how they got there. We don't see the failures on the way. To be honest, even heroes that are held up, we don't see what they're like behind closed doors, so we don't even know if they're heroes at all. What is it that sets us apart? As in, what are the marks of a Catholic man? What are the marks of a Catholic man? In our gospel today, Jesus poses an interesting question. I don't think it's so much the case anymore. I think when I was a kid, we used to say it a lot more. I swear. There were certain people who'd say, I swear on my granny's grave, or I swear on, when they wanted to kind of, really drive home that they were telling the truth. I'd swear. It doesn't seem to be a thing so much anymore in modern culture, but apparently, according to the gospel, in Jesus' day, people would swear on their own head. I swear on my head. I know up in the north, there's a friend of mine from Lurgan, and she used to say, I swear on my hair, which is I swear on my hair in English. I swear on my hair, but yeah, or they would swear by Jerusalem, or they'd swear by the temple, they'd swear by and Jesus says, look, would you just cut that out? I'd say yes if you mean yes, say no if you mean no. I know there's also Jeremy Clarkson. He had an Irish lad working for him, and when his advisor comes in, the advisor asks Jeremy, does that guy have his papers? Because he's cutting food there, he's serving food. So the HACCP papers would be what they're called in Ireland and what they're called in England. But has he got his health and safety papers done? And then Jeremy asks him, have you your papers? And he goes, yeah. And then Jeremy busts out laughing. So that's so Irish. When Irish people mean no, they say, yeah. And then we ask him bluntly, have you your papers? And he goes, yeah, no. What do you mean? That's really common amongst young people today as well, to say yeah, no, when they mean no. So like, yes is yes, no is no. Yeah is not no, and yeah, no is not no. No is no, yes is yes. What's the Lord saying here? What's the point he's trying to make here? Is that I think something which got a bit lost in translation, got a bit lost in our society, is that one mark of a Catholic man is responsibility. So we can take responsibility. So that starts, obviously, first and foremost with ourselves. It's like what I was talking about yesterday. Like when you think of gentlemen of maybe the 1950s or 1960s, you think of any of those older movies. what was that? North and South. Is that what it was called? I think we are all thankfully a bit too young to remember that. But the gentlemen of that time, right? They generally had really, good tidy haircuts. They presented themselves cleanly. They looked like they were capable men, capable of actually getting themselves in order, which then instills faith in women that if he can take care of himself, maybe he can take care of me. So he's responsible. But I think that's a mark of Catholic men or Catholic manhood, that our yes means yes and our no means no, even if either of those answers actually have responsibility attached to them. Did you get that project in on time? No. No, I didn't. Give me another half day, or by Monday, as opposed to saying, did you? Yeah, just a couple of things. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a obstacle, COVID. That was years ago. It's still having effects on society as a whole. So, take responsibility. Do you have it done? No. No, I don't. I'll get it done as quick as I can. I'd say I'll need, give me 5 hours, give me 2 hours, 2 days, whatever it is. Just responsibility. Can I take responsibility for myself in how I manage my time? I think it's something, again, we do reflexively. How do I manage my time? What do I do with my time? I think a very interesting litmus test for how we're doing spiritually is, how do I manage my free time? If I never allot any time of my free time for God or for others, then there's something up. That means then that I've taken such possession of my free time and it's for me. So, is that responsible? Depending on my role, if you're a father, you're going to get a lot less me time. If you're a husband, similarly. How do I manage my time? Does God figure in there at all? Or do I only allot time for prayer when there's an absolute canonical minimum? Go to weekly mass, get out the gap as quick as possible. I was praying in a secondary school, it was a couple of years ago, and I asked them, are you familiar with the rosary and kind of blank stares? And I said, with the Our Father, 10 Hail Marys and the Glory. One of the kids said, oh yeah, that's like the funeral prayer. The only time they'd ever seen a decade of the rosary was, just after the coffin has gone down at the end of the burial. The funeral prayer. You could call it that, but it's a bit of a restrictive understanding of the rosary. But they'd never seen prayer. They'd never seen the prayer. They'd never seen it done outside of that. So, I think a mark of being a Catholic man is responsibility. Your yes is yes, your no is no. You work hard to do what you can within the limits of possibility to fulfill your responsibilities. And the core of all of that is that requires sacrifice. It requires a certain amount of death to ourselves, death to our own passions, death to our own desires, death to our own will, death to our own ego. Something has to die. There isn't enough time or resources in the world to do everything I want to do and everything that everyone needs me to do. So in my role of responsibility, there are times that because other people need me to do something, that means no to me. Now, obviously, we'll be talking about this later this morning, there's also balance. Okay, we shouldn't drive ourselves so hard that we're irritable and have a fuse yay long. If that starts to happen, then we're probably doing too much. But we'll talk about balance later. But I think it's helpful to see that this is a goal for Catholic men. We need to have goals, something to work towards. Otherwise, I think we find we just do the next thing. We just do the next thing that's on the list. The next child that needs to be picked up, the next day's work that needs to be done, the next lawn that needs to be cut, the next bin that needs to be left out, and it's just do the next thing. And if we just kind of find ourselves just constantly doing the next thing without an overall direction, we can find ourselves getting either burned out or lost or frustrated or maybe even deviating away from our vocation. So the Lord does know what he's doing. And he asks us to be Catholic men who are responsible. And like Danny McCaskill, there will be failures on the way. There'll be occasions when we fall off our bike and we get grazed elbows. So we get back up. We try again with the Lord's help. And then we can achieve great things. We can be Catholic men. We can be responsible men according to the Lord's heart. So we ask the Lord today to renew in each one of us that desire to be responsible men who can be trusted with the hearts of others. And this begins by being responsible with ourselves, with our own time, balancing our prayer life, balancing all the needs that others place on us. But may we always do so knowing that we want to be men after his heart. We want to be good men. We want to be holy men. We want to be responsible men.